Hey everybody, it's Daniel here from Mobile Syrup, and I'm very excited to show you the Win Mobile LG Optimus 2X. This is Win's first dual-core Android phone, and it's a very nice one at that. It's also LG's first dual-core phone. In fact, it was declared the first dual-core phone ever released. This has a Tegra 2 processor inside of it, and lots of other goodies, so let's just take a look at it. You can see this is a very simple Win Mobile box, and just inside we'll take a look. You have your charger, quite a chunky charger with a USB cord. You have some headphones, in-ear headphones it looks like, which are very nice, and some manuals. So let's toss that aside and get to the real show here. This is the Optimus 2X. It's also known as the G2X in the United States on T-Mobile, and it is in fact a lot more similar to the G2X than it is to the European Optimus 2X, and I will show you that as well in just a moment. So let's take a look at some of the hardware. Firstly, we have this very nicely built device. It's not made of metal, but the chrome accents are some very high quality plastic, and there's this brushed metal-like backing here, which is a very nice matte plastic feel, which grips in the hand really nicely and provides a lot of friction so it won't drop. And then there is this real metal stripe down the middle here, which shares some design qualities with the Optimus Pad, which we've reviewed as well for you in the past for Rogers. There is an 8 megapixel camera here with an LED flash, and that shoots up to 1080p in video as well. And this looks like there are two speakers here, but it's in fact one speaker and a microphone, just like it is on the iPhone 4. A little bit of cribbing there from LG, but some very nice design functionality. There's also the micro USB port on the bottom. On the left-hand side of the device, it's naked, and on the right-hand side of the device, we have some volume rockers here. I like these dual touch, these dual function buttons. Very nice and delineated. You also have a 1.3 megapixel front-facing camera right there on the front, and on the top of the device we also have a bunch of other buttons. There's the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. We have this HDMI port over here. That there is no HDMI cable included, but that will output to 1080p on your HDMI capable television, and of course we have the power button over there. So all in all, a very nicely made device. Quite attractive. This little camera kind of hump here is necessary for the size of the sensor, and as a result takes really nice photos, which I will show you in the review. So you turn on the device and you get stock Android, which is really appreciated. Unfortunately, right now this only ships with Android 2.2 Froyo, but it still runs incredibly smooth and very well, and for those who like stock Android, it's going to be right up your alley. So there are a couple nice features there, and you see just how smooth that transition is and how very smooth scrolling is. And you will also notice, or not notice in fact, that there is no bloatware on this device whatsoever. The only added application is Polaris Office that comes with the device, which is just a document reader, as well as a video player over there, which is pretty much standard. And you'll notice the array of Google applications here. Gmail, we have Marketplace, and you heard that ding. That was a new email that I received, and you get that up on the top here as well. Now you'll notice that the color accents are a little bit different. For those of you who are not familiar with Android 2.2, it's an older version of Android that was released in 2010, and while it provides much of the speed increases that we are now familiar with in Gingerbread, it has a few older color schemes that are a little bit ugly, I would say. The kind of white notification bar, a lot of the buttons are white as well, and it definitely needed an overhaul for Gingerbread. However, LG has committed to upgrading this to Android 2.3 Gingerbread in the coming months, and there was already a leaked version of that released in May, so of course this will be getting it as soon as possible. Now you'll notice that this is on the Wind Home network, and we can take a look over here to show you some of the settings. You can see the model number is exactly the same as the T-Mobile version. It's LG P999, and it's running Android 2.2.2. So a couple of the things that we'll go through here. The HDMI settings, you can actually output it to a specific resolution, and of course 1080p is the maximum, but you can specify what resolution you want it to output to on your television if it doesn't support 1080p natively. It has all of the included Android features here. It also comes with 8 gigabytes of internal storage, and you can see there 5.2 is available from out of the device, and as well there's 1.3 available for application storage. Now I've stuck my 16 gigabyte card in here, and you can certainly increase that to 32, and you'll have a 40 gigabytes to work with here, which is really nice. The screen is a 4-inch 800 by 480 resolution IPS display, and if we just turn up the brightness here, you can see it's already fairly bright, right at about the 30% mark. So if you bring that all the way up to the top, you'll see that the device is even over bright. I actually purchased this device when it was on T-Mobile to use on Wind, and I will have to say that the screen is one of the nicest that I've seen on a device, certainly rivaling the Galaxy S series for color reproduction and viewing angles. You can see that viewing angles are quite good. Even though the colors fade slightly, you can still read text very easily, and you see that there's very little ghosting when you go, except for that way, of course, but that's going right into my light source, so that's understandable. It is a little bit of a fingerprint magnet. You'll see over here there's a sheet of Gorilla Glass right on top there, so it will prevent it from getting scratched, but at the same time you certainly have some fingerprint issues that you'll want to clean off. Let me show you the camera application, because that has been skinned slightly from LG. Now this, as I said, supports 8 megapixel still shots in 1080p video, and you also have that front-facing camera up there. There are a few options that are really, really nice, and that's just the ease at which you can change your resolution. You also have macro focus there, and you can set a scene, your portrait, landscape, sports, sunset, night, etc. ISO levels, you can go all the way up to 800, which is nice. White balance, you can set it manually or get it to auto. Color effects, you can get your sepia, your black and white, negative, etc. You can also set a timer. You can get shot mode, which is continuous shot. Now this takes very quick shots, so if I go right into continuous shot over there, I'll show you that in just a moment. You can set your quality to super fine. You can actually have stabilization, auto review, and you can tag the location and set where it's stored. All that good stuff. So let's take a look and see how quickly this shoots. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It takes 6 shots in succession, and then you can edit them together. You can share them right from the application here and send them to Picasa, Gmail, etc. Really, really nice feature there that's not included in the stock Android app. You also have 1080p shooting. So if you go in here, you can get right up to 1920 by 1088 resolution, and if you want that a bit more reasonably sized, you can go to 720p, and you have all those effects here that you had with your still shots. You also have the ability to take voice or not. So all these nice features there, and a very, very easy to press button. Certainly appreciated over the stock Android app. We really wish that Android would get it together, or Google rather would get it together and upgrade their stock Android camera experience. You also have your gallery, as I showed you, as I took these pictures. You see they are stored here, and you can see just how smooth it operates through that 3D effect. And I'll give you a quick preview here of what the quadrant benchmark looks like. It runs really nicely, very, very quickly, and it gets a pretty good score actually. This Tegra 2 is a dual-core system of on a chip processor. It's got two 1 GHz cores in there. It's got also an NVIDIA GPU in there for the graphics, and while it doesn't quite measure up to the Galaxy S2 in terms of overall performance, this is a very versatile chipset. It runs really, really nicely and very smoothly, especially on this stock Android, and I don't think you're going to notice much of a degradation in performance over the Galaxy S2, and it's certainly more affordable at $445 outright as opposed to $599 or so for the Galaxy S2. And if you want to use your Wind tab here, you can get it for $295, and that means that you'll be paying 10% of the fee every month on your bill. So this is stock. Everything is at its native levels here, and we'll send that benchmark result in and we'll show you the results. So you got, let's just try to zoom in there, you got 2440, which is a fantastic score, about 500 more than the average single core processor. And let's just say that when you want to root this, perhaps put a custom ROM on here, put a custom kernel, it's very easy. The bootloader is unlocked, and you can get this up to, I've seen 1.5, 1.6 gigahertz stable, and it's not very difficult to do. Just go to xdadevelopers.com. I will put a link to that on the review. So you see, you got your basic stock Android experience here. You have your stock music. If this is something that you like, if this is an experience that you really yearn for, you have full access to the marketplace, and you see just how quickly things load. I did want to show you just one last thing while I'm here. Let's turn off Wi-Fi, and before we go, I want to do a speed test, and this is on Wind Home's 3G network, 3G Plus rather. If we're going to be saying every other network is 4G, Wind deserves a 3G Plus nomenclature, don't you think? So let's go begin test, and hope that we have a decent signal. Now, in my home in Markham, we only get 2 bars inside my home, but normally downtown we get roughly 4 bars. And as you can see, the results are a little bit disappointing, but that is to do with the fact that Wind's performance is degraded when it's indoors. Certainly the same with Mobilicity and any other AWS network. And I hate to say it, but it is a little bit slower than Rogers, Bell, and Telus. However, for $55 you get unlimited Canadian long distance and American long distance. You get unlimited local calling, you get unlimited international texting, you get basically unlimited everything and unlimited data. So it's a little bit of a trade-off. You're getting a little bit poor performance, sometimes a lot poorer, but you also get an unlimited amount of it, and call quality that I've found on Wind Home's network is great, and you can always roam on Rogers' network if you want to. I really hope that I could show you some better results here, but I guess Wind's having some issues right now on my network. So that's let's wait for the upload to finish. Alright, well that's a little bit embarrassing. I'm sorry to show you that. You see there is no LED notification light over here on the LG Optimus 2X. However, there are these 4 capacitive touch buttons at the bottom, and they light up whenever you touch the screen. So this has just been a quick overview of the LG Optimus 2X. I just want to show you its nearest rival on Wind, and that would be the Nexus S, and that would let me just get out of this. So you see the Nexus S, it's got a Super AMOLED display from Samsung. It's also got a 4-inch screen. I have a friend request. Very nice. I've got it's got a 4-inch screen as well, but there is some extra space on the Optimus 2X here. A lot of people think that this is just some wasted space. However, I like the height of the device. If you look at the size of them, they're pretty similar. I like the build quality better on the Optimus 2X, to be honest. I also do like the curve on the on the Nexus S. So it's just about, you know, personal preference. You see, it is significantly shorter, however, and that makes for an easier in-pocket experience. However, the Nexus S is also significantly slower, but it's a developer phone, so, you know, one or the other, it's a trade-off. However, both are offered on the Winds network, and personally, I would leave the Nexus S alone right now. I would pick this up for $445, which is pretty. It's a pretty great price for a dual-core Android processor that is very customizable, and with Gingerbread coming soon. So that is just a quick look at the LG Optimus 2X for Win Mobile, and stick around for the full review. Thanks for watching, guys.